Darkness, hunger, and struggle. This is George Foreman's reality as he moves into a new home with his family. His mother preaches gratitude, but George can't shake his frustration. On his first day at school, he faces neglect from his teacher, who ignores him because of his poverty. Later, a classmate mocks him, leading to a fight that forces George to flee. This is just the beginning of his battle against a world that constantly tries to break him. Years later, desperation pushes George to crime. A botched robbery leads to a terrifying chase, forcing him into the filth of the sewers to escape. But in his darkest moment, he finds a light, a training center offering food, shelter, and discipline. It's there that fate introduces him to Doc Broaddus, a trainer who sees something raw and powerful in George. With nothing to lose, George steps into the ring, fists clenched, ready to fight not just opponents, but destiny itself. At first, he's all brute force with no control, mocked by seasoned fighters. But under Doc's relentless training, George transforms. His punches become lethal, his movements precise. The reward, a shot at Olympic glory. In a stunning victory, he takes home the gold at just 19. But the world's applause isn't as sweet as he imagined. His own people question his loyalty for raising the American flag. Doubt creeps in, but George silences it with the same force he uses in the ring, by pushing forward. With fame comes fortune, and with fortune, temptation. He marries Paula, but the spotlight strains their relationship. Meanwhile, the boxing world shifts its gaze toward the inevitable showdown. George Foreman versus Muhammad Ali. George, the unstoppable force, meets Ali, the cunning strategist. The world watches. George swings with all his might, but Ali absorbs the blows, taunting him, tiring him. Then, in a shocking turn, Ali strikes back. The giant falls. The champ is dethroned. Defeated and broken, George spirals. His wife leaves him. The media writes him off. In a desperate attempt to reclaim his honor, he challenges 5 fighters in a single night. It's reckless, desperate, and it fails. Ali refuses him a rematch, dismissing him as a fallen warrior. The world forgets George Foreman, but life has one more fight left for him. His sister's baby is on the brink of death. Powerless, George does something he's never done before. He prays. And in that moment, everything changes. He sees a vision, an afterlife, and when he wakes up, he's a different man. The rage that fueled him is gone. He walks away from boxing, from fame, from the past, and steps into a new ring, the church. Preaching becomes his new calling. He finds love again with Jenny, rebuilds a community, and helps lost souls find their way. But faith doesn't pay the bills, and when betrayal leaves him broke, George faces his toughest opponent yet, time. With no money and no options, there's only one way out, boxing. The world laughs. A former champ in his 40s? Impossible. But George doesn't fight for glory this time. He fights for survival. He trains, pushing his aging body past its limits. The comeback begins. He steps back into the ring, and against all odds, he wins. Fight after fight, the doubters shrink. Then, the ultimate test, a shot at the heavyweight title. The world watches, disbelieving. A 45-year-old George Foreman against a younger, stronger opponent. The fight is brutal. Every punch feels like a hammer against time itself. His opponent, fierce and relentless, lands hit after hit. George stumbles but refuses to fall. He knows this is his last chance. The crowd roars, but he only hears his own heartbeat. And then, in a moment that will go down in history, he lands the shot. His opponent crumbles. The referee counts. The stadium erupts. George Foreman, once a fallen giant, is now the oldest heavyweight champion in history, a legend reborn, a story rewritten. And the final punch? It wasn't just for the title, it was for every battle life threw at him. Every doubter, every loss, every moment he thought he was finished, every fight he fought to survive. Who could have seen that coming? George Foreman's story is incredible. From being a poor kid running from school to becoming a boxing legend, it's about so much more than just boxing. It's about his perseverance and growth as a person. The way he made a comeback at 40 is unreal. His losses, especially against Ali, show how setbacks are part of success. His story proves you should never give up, no matter what. What challenge has pushed you forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if George's story inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe.